Good morning, everyone. It's November 16th, 2022. It's a week and one day after the elections. And so today is Mornings with the Manager. And I will use the opportunity to speak about a few things that I think you might hopefully find interesting. So it's 7 days after the closure of the ballots and the polling places, and our new mayor will be Mayor Tyler Williamson. Councilmember Williamson is holding a commanding lead, and it is clear that on December 6th, hopefully, we will have the swearing-in ceremony for the new council members and the new incoming mayor. The December 6th council meeting is scheduled to hold this swearing-in ceremony. Yet there is one factor that is really important to note, that we need to have the votes certified by the registrar of voters first, and then we can hold the swearing-in ceremony. So once the votes are officially certified by the county and the county elections office, then we can hold the swearing-in ceremony. Usually that will be done in the week prior to December 6th, and the deadline that the county gives itself is December 8th. So we are very confident that this will be all pan out the way we are planning it. So on December 6th, you will have a large council meeting, a larger agenda than usual. The afternoon, we will basically sit down and say goodbye to the outgoing Mayor Clyde Robertson and the outgoing council member Dan Albert, and we will then welcome onto the council the new elected council members from District 1 and 2, which is Dr. Kim Barber and Ed Smith, respectively, as well as we will seat we will say goodbye to the outgoing Mayor Clyde Robertson, and we will seat the new mayor. And by all numbers that we see, it will be Mayor Tyler Williamson. So I'm looking forward to that council meeting. It will be celebratory in the afternoon, and then in the evening we will be going into a real interesting council meeting, because that's the evening then where we will be appointing or looking at new council candidates. As you know, starting on Wednesday, a week ago, we opened up the application period for council members or candidates who want to become a new council member. That's the seat that has been vacated through Councilmember Albert. Again, just a quick reminder, Councilmember Albert and Councilmember Williamson had to give up both seats when they were running for mayor, and that became effective the day after the election, which was November 9th. So we have still one vacated seat, and the council is tasked to find the appropriate candidate. We have received so far 13 names and folks that have inquired about how to become a council member. Again, 13, 1-3, and they have received the packages and the information and how to do that. In a nutshell, it is basically it's a very fast-paced process. The constituents really cannot vote on that. It will be a vote by the council ultimately, it is their decision who will be the new council member. The package contains how to do all that. It's posted on Have Your Say Monterey, and the applications are due by November 28 at lunchtime, at noon, at 12 p.m. So you have to have your application package submitted by November 28. It needs to include also the signatures of at least 20 registered voters in the city of Monterey who are supporting a candidacy of their respective candidates. Then on November 28th, we will, as staff, go through all the application. We will submit the signatures that we have received to the county, the register of voters, and they will actually check those signatures against the signatures they have on file to verify that those candidates also have the right signatures there. So that is the reason why we have to select also a deadline that is November 28, because we have to ensure the process there. The link doesn't describe the interview process of the candidates. Thanks, Esther. So let me continue what's going to happen then. The council then will look into, the council and the public will receive the application packages as part of our council agenda. So we plan on publishing that the Friday before December 6th. And that package will include the candidates, will include their statements of why they are going to run for council. And then the council will discuss on December 6th in the evening session the various candidates, and they can create also the rules that they will apply. Then they can sit down and ask the candidates questions. They can ask each candidate to give them a statement of why they want to run. Again, the council will be the body, the 4 council members then on December 6th, who will take a deep dive at the candidates, look at the candidates, talk to the candidates, and this will be all in the public setting of the council meeting. So it's a very transparent process. It is a streamlined process because the city charter requires a 40-day period for the council to find the new council member. And if December 6th is not enough for them, because they basically cannot decide yet which candidate they like to appoint to the seat, they can have another meeting, or they can have 2 other meetings. It's totally at the discretion of the council how many meetings they want to have. But by December 19th, they have to make up their mind as a city council. If they cannot agree on a candidate, then starting December 20th, the mayor of the city of Monterey has the sole right to appoint a council member. And he can appoint that council member on the 20th. He can appoint the council member in January. So again, the full council, the 4 council members, which will be council member Hoffa, council member Smith, council member Barber, and Mayor-elect Williamson, they can basically then decided by the 19th. Should they not be able to agree on the candidate, then it falls solely on the shoulders of the mayor to make that election process. And again, there are no other interviews than the ones that you will hear live in front of the city council in the evening of December 6th. So it will be a busy night, and it will be also an interesting experience. There is really not a lot of precedence about that. There were previous precedences a long time ago where the council had to appoint another council member. And having said all that, this is a very unique circumstance. As part of an election, we had a council member that was unforeseeably passed away, and we appointed, and the council had those 40 days to appoint a new council member. Here, it's all very much woven into the current election or the most recent election. So that adds probably also another dimension to the process, because we also have a brand new council that will have to figure out how to work with each other. So That will all happen on December 6th. If you want more information, please go on to the website Have Your Say Monterey, where we basically have the information posted of what to do. We also have a sample package there to look at it. We highly recommend to every candidate to please talk to the city clerk. It's very important that you meet with her and for 15-20 minutes or so, but because we really want to make sure that everyone understands completely how the process is and how it works. So Tuesday night, if you want to watch it from the convenience of your TV set, I recommend to sit down and have a glass of wine or do whatever you need to do, because I'm pretty sure it will be a longer night than usual. Talking about election results, Measure J, that was the cannabis measure, was overwhelmingly approved. I think the last time I looked, it was in the mid 60s, 65, 66%. So that will help us to also, as part of our marijuana rollout, marijuana ordinance, to have the vote of the voters to tax those businesses appropriately. I'll give you an update where we are with that. We are in the legal review process right now of our draft ordinance. We kept working on it over the summer also. So we had to bring the tax measure forward and ensure that that was all correctly drafted. And then we also have written and internally the ordinance for that, and that draft ordinance right now is in a legal review process as well. I expect that we can update the council probably sooner than later in the first quarter of February of 2023. So Measure J got approved as well. That is good news, because again, it empowers us to create the right taxation for those businesses. The council tasked us to look for 3 dispensaries, or to allow 3 dispensaries in 3 different districts, which are not necessarily both districts, but which are in Old Town and Lighthouse District. And so we are looking at those options right now to then, once we have the ordinance approved, to create a proposals and then see what the industry is here as operators. So Measure J was important to get this forward, and we are grateful also to the voters who voted and embraced that as well. How the tax revenue from the marijuana taxes will be spent has been briefly discussed, but I'm pretty sure that the new council also has some good ideas about that. And again, this will be all part of the public process, and we will learn about that as well. So I think that's what I wanted to share with you about the elections. I'm just looking at my other 2 listeners here. No more questions, so that's good. Let me move on. Half Marathon was in town again. That was last Saturday and Sunday. I know that there were some feathers ruffled, according to Nextdoor, because people heard the loudspeakers early in the morning. And I followed the Nextdoor conversation a little bit, and I think the neighbors all got it squared away at the end of the conversation. It's a big event, and it brought, I think, 6,000 to 8,000 runners to Monterey at a time when we really need a small injection into our TOT coffers and sales tax coffers. But more importantly, it's back after 2 years of cancellations due to COVID. I think the event is a signature event for the city of Monterey, for Big Sur Marathon, and it brought a lot of folks back. It's interesting how fast those folks are. The winner ran a pace of 4.4 miles per mile, so that's pretty impressive. We also had folks from the city of Dubrovnik here. They are our partner city. And Dubrovnik has a very successful marathon that is organized by a group called Do Motion. But Dubrovnik has the marathon because of the partnership they have with Monterey, and it was part of the package that the city, Big Sur Marathon, and others provided to Dubrovnik when they opened up after the wall came down and after the Croatia also became an independent country again. So again, DoMotion was here. We said hi to some of the DoMotion runners, and it's always good to see runners from Dubrovnik here, and as well as sometimes runners from Monterey are going also to Dubrovnik and run the marathon there as well. The next marathon in Dubrovnik, in case you want to sign up for that, is, by the way, in April 2023. COVID. COVID is still going around. We have few cases, but we have cases also within the city family here. And it is important that we stay, that we have to stay vigilant. What I really ask you to do is get your booster shots. The numbers are way too low right now with respect to booster shots nationwide and California-wide. We have 2 convenient clinics, again, that we have created. They will be at the youth center, El Estero Park Center, so to speak, next to Dennis the Menace Park. They will be on 2 days, and no reservations are required. And those 2 days are November 19th and December 17th. So it's this week, Saturday, and then on December 17th. And you can just walk in and get your shots there. It's from 11 to 2 p.m. So you can sleep in on Saturday if you have Saturday off, and just walk into the clinic at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, it will be at the El Estero Park Center. Walk-ins welcome, and please take that opportunity. By all means, the data is crystal clear, basically showing that the effects of whatever variant you may or may not get, the effects will be way more bearable if you have the right vaccines, or if you have the right vaccines. So please take this opportunity. We will also make sure that in our emails that we send out, Laurie will advertise for that as well. Again, walk-ins, absolutely no reservation required. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., November 19th and December 17th. We also created a website for Ukrainian refugees. There are quite a number of refugees in the area. We understand from contacts we have with Congressman Panetta's office. And so we created a website also on our website that points the refugees from Ukraine to various organizations, including their own consulate and other organizations that can help Ukrainians. Just up the hill, we have the Defense Language Institute, and they also have a volunteer helpline there for any language, by the way, not just Ukrainian. And if somebody needs translation services or just needs to talk to someone in Ukrainian or any other language, by the way, you can just connect with them. So we kind of took a lot of the websites as links on there, but we also added a little bit of local flavor there because we know that there are folks up on the Presidio also who are coming from the Ukraine and would be happy to help their country people here as well. So that website is up and running, and we should be proud of help doing our part here as well, as small as it is. Talking about websites and initiatives, the Monterey Public Library is launching a survey in the next couple of days, and we want to learn from you. How do you look at the library? What opening hours do you like to have? And also, how do you like to see the bookmobile being used. It will be a 5-minute survey. The winner of we will have a lottery at the end of all the people who are participating in the survey, and they will get a free library card. But we're very interested in getting your input back, and our new library director, Brian Edwards, is very eager to learn what his community is thinking about his library or our library and our library opening hours and how we should run the bookmobile. We have, as you know, a new bookmobile on order. It's grant funded through the state of California, and we are bringing this forward. I deviate a little bit from my speaking points. I want to share with you, we are quite successful with grants right now. We just had last week, 2 weeks ago, I believe, a grant approved for fuel reduction in our green belts. It's a survey grant from the state, and we got a grant, a parks grant recently, I believe, and we are keep working the grant angles, because as you know, there is quite a bit of money out there and coming over the next few years through grants, through the various bills passed by the state, but also by the federal government, and we try to keep up with most of them. Yes, the library cards are free to everyone. That was more a joke, Esther, and I apologize. I didn't clarify that as a real joke when I said you will get a library card. No, that was my joke. So yes, library cards remain free. That's all what I have for today. I appreciate those 3 of you who are residents who were watching me today. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, any input, as always, you know how to find me. Send me an email or give me a call. If I cannot pick up the phone right away, I'll make sure that I call you back. So thank you, everyone. I respect every one of you, and I thank you for all the hard work you guys are doing. And looking forward to see you around City Hall or somewhere else. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.